welcome back to another episode of Pyramid Hunters. We are on a special mission to check out this pyramid we happen to land on.
Yeah, there's some interesting cultural artwork of the local denizens. You can see the mortar job was somewhat insufficient in spots.
Yeah, and you can also see, looks like our wizard friend has lots of statues of himself here.
Yeah, very vain of him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell if it's necessarily meant to be him or like some kind of goblin Han Solo trapped in carbonite.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like the back view of Aghanim.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like that could be a hat or like a porcine, I should say, mouth with tusks.
Yeah, fairy. Alright, so at this point we really can't do any skipping around yet, so we pretty much have to go straight to the first dungeon.
Actually, if you go back left, let's talk about the Hinox. Oh, there's one on the screen too.
Okay, we're talking about the Hinox.
We're talking about the Hinox. So this is a Hinox. This is his first appearance. He's a bomb-throwing Cyclops. And look how small and pathetic he is compared to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I mean, these are the Moblins. I mean, compare these Moblins to, say, the Moblins in Ocarina of Time, which are also humongous.
That's true. And Breath of the Wild. Moblins, I think, for such an iconic enemy in the series, they don't show up that much.
No, they don't show up quite as often as you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, if you think about, like, comparisons to the Mario series, you would look at Octoroks as being like the Goombas, and Moblins as being the Koopas.
Right, exactly. But the Moblins often get skipped, and like the Ocarina of Time, I don't think did them very well. They were just a barrier in the forest.
Yeah, I mean, they barely even had a presence in the game.
Right. My favorite version of Moblins was actually Wind Waker.
Yeah, they were like really fun and had a lot of personality in that game.
Yeah, really strong character design, lots of personality, and picking up their spears was a blast. Yeah,
and yeah, I was actually rewatching the original trailer for like Wind Waker, the one that came out and made everyone freak out because it wasn't beautiful Zelda like they were expecting.
Everyone lost their minds.
But it was kind of funny to see like all the things in that game that.
Don't throw things in the water.
Oh yeah, I should read the sign first.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be like some kind of warning about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just start littering without checking for signs.
Curses to anyone who throws something into my circle of stones. Well, now I have to do it.
This was the moment that taught me you always disobey game instructions.
Oh, it's just a fish, see? No big deal.
Right. So you were reliving the Wind Waker rage?
Well, I wasn't like reliving. I think I mentioned like on a thread somewhere, that it was the original video that made everyone hate it, and mostly how like the Moblins in the video, like they had a lot of personality in it. Like they're like doing a lot of goofy stuff in it they don't necessarily do in the actual final version of the game.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of Forsaken Fortress stuff, correct?
Yeah, like there's one point where Link's trying to run away from them, and he ends up like jumping over a cliff and grabbing a swinging rope and swinging away. Like all the Moblins run over past him and end up in midair. The whole cartoonish, before they fall down. Something that never happens in the actual game. It's like we were lied to.
Lied to. Not only did they ruin Zelda, but they couldn't even be accurate in their trailer.
No, it's just insulting is what it is.
Quite. Yeah, that was. I never really felt the rage when it came to Wind Waker.
Yeah, I remember I was on a set of forums. They're called the Video Game First Forum, VGF, and it's actually sort of where Gamehiker was born, actually. But
Right.
But yeah, I was on those forums at the time when that was announced, and there was like so much outrage at the time. Like the Zelda forum just exploded with rage about it, and like I wasn't like too happy about it when I saw it. Like I didn't really understand like why were they doing this. Like we had all seen the Space World demo, like the previous year, showing this like beautiful looking Zelda game that we were all like salivating over, and then we get like this complete like left turn on it. But I warmed up to it pretty fast after that. Like after the initial like repulsion to it, I like sort of like I sort of liked it.
Yeah, I don't think it took me too long to turn around. Can't remember how surprised I was, but I tend not to get that attached to cutting edge, realistic graphics.
Right.
Because they don't age well. And I don't think that Space World video aged all that well anyway. Not
No,
as
no,
well
like
as Wind Waker did.
exactly, because I mean, if they had actually gone with the Space World version of the game, I don't think it would have ended up as being quite as iconic.
No. Very unlikely.
And it's just sort of interesting because they end up actually doing that with Twilight Princess, which Twilight Princess itself is originally a GameCube game, so it was built on the same hardware that Wind Waker was. And you compare those two games, even just comparing the two Wii U ports, and Wind Waker still looks so much better, even with Twilight Princess getting a facelift.
Yeah, absolutely. The Wind Waker graphics, they came out just cleaner, prettier, and more timeless, really.
What? We got a friend.
You've been accosted by Kiki the monkey.
I'm Kiki the monkey, Kiki. I love rupees more than anything. Can you spare me 10 rupees? God, I guess so. Alright, he did accompany us. Kiki's another character that kind of recurs to the series, too.
You're drawing a blank.
He comes back in Link's Awakening.
Oh, okay.
I think he might be in A Link Between Worlds. I don't really recall a monkey being in that game.
I think something's... No, this was a big stealth sequence. I don't think there was a monkey.
But I'm not sure if it's necessarily meant to be Kiki, but we also have the monkeys in Majora's Mask, and there's some monkeys in the Oracle games, too.
Yep, and Twilight had quite a bit of monkey business in the first temple.
Right. And I mean, they're not called Kiki, but I mean, they could be Kiki. They definitely got Kiki's butt.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Kiki was named Kiki in Link's Awakening. But that was the only other official appearance.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, maybe I gave him more credit than he deserved.
That's a ball dropped on Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, especially for a character introduced so early in the series and just having such a small bit part, he was sort of ripe to be picked up in another game.
Yeah. Very memorable. And that's the kind of little surprise. I mean, we've both played this game multiple times, and a lot of the wonder of this game is just gone for us now.
Right, it's very routine at this point.
Yeah. But back in the early 90s, stuff like that, just this random monkey showing up and opening a temple for us, it's really cool. It was not the kind of stuff you saw in games.
Yeah, it especially wasn't in the Zelda series at all at that point. I mean, you look at the evolution of the first three games as far as the NPCs goes. The first game, you just had these people hanging out in the caves. They didn't do much. They just, gave you really vague quotes about, what you needed to do. And then you get the second game where you actually have actual towns that you can go visit, and
right.
Feels more like an actual world that you're visiting. And then you get to this game, and it's not like you don't have just NPCs reserved just for towns, but you have NPCs that just show up anywhere.
Yeah, all of it. Sometimes they matter. Sometimes they're just there to tell you a story.
Yeah, I mean, they're NPCs that also have stories going on too.
Right.
They change over the course of the game. I mean, a lot compared to modern games, but for that time, it's a lot.
Sure. Yeah, it's easy to forget this is one of the earliest SNES titles. Was it a launch title in Japan?
That I'm not sure.
Let's see. No, it wasn't.
I didn't think it was.
It was still really early.
Yeah.
1991, so it must have been the end of the year. Hang on, I'm looking this up. Do a little bit of research. Okay, so it released November 1991. in Japan. And oh wow, Japan got the SNES or Super Famicom in 1990.
Yeah, I mean, back then when it came to like video games and consoles and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
there was always a much bigger delay between when we got something and when Japan got something.
Yeah, you still see it in a lot of games that have to be localized RPGs, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like Japan got this a year into the life of the SNES. The US got it a couple months after it came out. So it came out in August 1991. North America Super Famicom did. And North America got Link to the Past April 1992.
Okay.
So, not a launch title, but still pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually get this game until like a good 2 or 3 years after it came out because I didn't have a Super Nintendo until then.
Yeah.
But like I think I said in previous episode, like I had like no context for the game at all because no Nintendo power for me. I had highlights for kids.
I actually had the Sega magazine for a while. My first handheld was a Game Gear. Oh, and fun trivia is you probably know this, but viewers may not. There you go. You knew where I was going with that.
Yep, I picked it up off screen. Cause I kept passing the witch's place and forgetting to pick it up. It's like, I'm gonna grab it this time, and just go and make sure I have it.
Yeah, that's probably. I didn't know that until I beat the game multiple times. That's the single best use of magic powder I can think of.
Yeah, like I don't think I knew about it until like one of my much later playthroughs. I'm not sure if I discovered it myself or if it was something that I learned later.
I may have read it on Reddit recently. I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
It's one of those things maybe I knew about and forgot. But all right, we should take a quick nap and get back into this.
All right, we will return again next time. Good night.